So what do you shoot on now?
I have a Canon 5D Mark III that I love, and a EOS R, and I love the R. It's great. The autofocus so much faster.
Okay, so you've not only gone from film camera to DSLR, but now you got from DSLR to mirrorless, and you got from DSLR to mirrorless in the same ecosystem, the Canon ecosystem. So
Yeah.
what's your experience making the switch, and what, like, do you have a preference? Like, what do you like about each of them, and what are the drawbacks, I guess, when you're comparing the two?
I think I have a hard time getting rid of the DSLR. Um, for some reason, I like having the mirror, like the lockup or whatever I'm using. Long exposure. It's either that or I just like having two camera bodies, and that that Mark III is a workhorse. It hasn't let me down at all, anyways. But I thought I'd like a mirrorless, but I pretty much use the mirrorless majority of the time now. And I have a small little home studio setup, so I'll use the DSLR in here in home. It works good with strobes.
Yeah, that's the one thing I noticed about using a flash with my mirrorless, and I didn't realize this. I had it on electronic shutter, and I couldn't trigger the flash, and I couldn't figure it out. And then I thought, okay, maybe it's the actual actuation of the mechanical shutter that does it. So I switched it
Yeah,
to mechanical shutter, and the flash worked. So I didn't. Maybe I'm dumb. I didn't know that, but I stumbled upon that accidentally.
yeah, I did the same thing too. Yeah, yeah. And then YouTube always helps out. So,
I also noticed as we'll talk about, I guess, later on today, about some of the fires we have recently. I was out last night doing a long exposure, and I was trying to, I couldn't get it to go past like a fifth of a second or something like this, and or half a second, and I was trying to get it to go to a 30-second long exposure. And again, it was because I had it on electronic shutter. If I changed it to mechanical shutter, it kind of released that to go up to a 30-second shutter release.
right.
So, anyways, electronic shutter, I guess, has its limitations, but I didn't know about any of those. You just kind of
Yeah,
experiment with it and discover them as you go.
it's hard to do it in the dark too.
Yeah, I guess, right.
When things are happening like the
Yeah,
fires
yeah.
or trying to shoot an Milky Way or something like that.
Yeah.